YouTube, Kurt Curtis. I'm a part-time eBay seller. In today's video, I'm going to show you everything I sold on eBay this week. I'm also going to show you everything I picked up, everything I sourced. And then at the end of the video, I have a rant. eBay has been glitching like crazy all week, and I have a lot to say about it. I'll keep that towards the end of the video because I know not everyone's interested in that, but let's get right to it. All right, let's go over everything I sold this week. I'm going to go through it pretty quickly. I don't have the items in front of me anymore because they've all been shipped out. So I'm just going to say a generic term for the items. I'm going to have pictures of each item pop up on the screen. So if you really want to see the details of it, you can. The background is just a mess. I don't really have a proper background. You're going to get a sneak peek of what I sourced, which you'll see after this clip right there. Like I got this box here. It's just very cramped in here, so it is what it is. But yeah, I actually had a pretty decent week, I think. I sold a lot of items. Let's go through it real quick. First up, sold a health and beauty item, sold for $13.99. Sold another health and beauty item that sold for $11.99. Sold another health and beauty item. This one sold for $29.99. Sold an N64 game, Power Rangers, sold for $11.56. Sold another N64 game, Jet Force Gemini, sold for $17.79. Sold a Magic card, sold for $1.85. Sold another health and beauty item, sold for $29.99. Sold this classic commercials DVD set sealed, sold for $8.69. Sold another health and beauty item, sold for $39.99. Sold this 1-2-3 Kid Micro Brawler wrestling figure, sold for $19.99. Sold a Cyclops card that sold for $1.90. Sold an Allen Iverson rookie that sold for $3.79. Sold another health and beauty item, sold for $39.99. Another health and beauty item sold for $19.99. Another health and beauty item sold for $29.99. Another health and beauty item sold for $16.99. And then another health and beauty item, this Dossier perfume, sold for $54.99. And another health and beauty item sold for $7.99. I've picked up a bunch of this stuff recently, so a lot of it's selling. This is why I like this kind of stuff. It sells pretty quick. Sold this Dan Marino card, sold for $1.79. Another health and beauty item sold for $19.99. Here's a really good one. Another health and beauty item. This one sold for $74.99. Another health and beauty item sold for $24.99. I got this Bible CD. This was sealed. I paid 50 cents for it, sold for $28.49. Sound of the Beast book, paid 25 cents for that, sold for $9.39. Another health and beauty item sold for $10.22. Got this Colt Cabana AEW card, sold for $1.87. Sold this book, ended up selling for $9.99. And I had one person pick up two Zoe Stark cards, wrestling cards. They were $1.99 a piece, so this person's total was $3.98 for the two cards. Love it when people pick up multiple cards, save on shipping. Sold this Hello Kitty mirror, ended up selling for $30. Another health and beauty item sold for $19.99. Another health and beauty item sold for $29.99. Another health and beauty item sold for $24.99. You can tell I sold a lot of items this week because now I'm on page 2 of the notebook. This hardwired book sold for $14.99. Sold this metal band shirt, had this one for a while, finally sold for $26.09. Sold a Goldberg card, sold for $1.99. And last up for the week, I sold this Marvel card thing, sold for $2.69. So, yeah, lots of health and beauty stuff. It's kind of boring, but it is what it is. Some people might say, well, if you didn't get all that stuff, you would have had a pretty bad week, which there may be some truth to that. But also, if I didn't spend the time listing that stuff, I would have spent it listing other stuff, which then that other stuff would have had an opportunity to sell. All right, I'm going to show you everything I sourced throughout the week. This is actually not all of it. I'm going to have to do another round after this round, and this is not all from one spot. This is just everything I accumulated throughout the week based on various methods of sourcing. I actually have some fun stuff this week. Got some Funko Pops. These two right here, I paid $11 each for them, but they should sell for around $50, give or take a little bit, depending on condition, maybe more, maybe less, I'll have to see. But somewhere around the $50 range, not too bad. I did have to pay up a little bit on the Pops, but that's just how it is. Sometimes you can't always get everything for 50 cents or $1. Got these two Wanda Maximoffs, paid $9 for each of these. They should sell for around $25-30, hopefully. And also got this Bruce Wayne, paid $9 for that one, should sell for around $25-30. Now, I'm not at all an expert on Funko Pops, but one thing you can look for if you're in a situation where there's a ton of Funko Pops and you want to find out which, you want to look them up, but there's just so many. If you go towards the ones that have like pop in a box exclusive stickers or some kind of exclusive to a store or some kind of sticker on there that makes it different than just a regular pop, doesn't mean it's going to be valuable, but those are ones you're probably going to want to look up first if you're in a situation where there's a lot of them. I found that helpful for me. So got some Funko Pops. Those are pretty cool. Got some skincare as well. Paid $4 a piece for these. These should sell for 20 bucks. I've already sold this for 20 before, so just having more, not too bad. Also got this, paid $3 for this. Should sell for like 15 to 20. Got some t-shirts. Got this Taylor Swift shirt, size medium. I paid $3.50 for this. Oh, it is double-sided. Not too crazy, but yeah, not too bad. Got a Backstreet Boys shirt. Paid $3.50 for this as well. This is a size medium as well. This is double-sided. Looks pretty clean. And then I also got a Finn Balor wrestling shirt. Paid $4 for this. This is a big one, the 2X. Pretty cool, double-sided. I don't expect to get much for these shirts, maybe 15, 20 bucks, but there's some room for profit. You know, we'll see. I'll have to look them up, but all right, let me clear this stuff off and show you guys the rest of the stuff I got. Here's the rest of the stuff I sourced this week. I have a ton of science fiction books here, actually 41 in total, and each pile is a different author, so all similar authors. I paid $1 a piece for these, so I'm $41 all in. Probably unlikely a lot of these books are going to be worth selling individually. When I say worth selling individually, I mean that they will sell for at least 10 bucks or more by themselves. And so I will check, obviously, but most of these will probably be lottable. And since I have similar authors and series and stuff like that, it should be pretty easy to lot them up. This, I believe, is just a 2-book set. I'll have to look into it, though. So that will probably go together by itself. Here's all books from the same author, and the covers are all like the same, too. So I'll have to see if this is a series or something like that. But these old science fiction books are sick. I have to try not to want to keep some of these, even though I might. Here's another stack, all same author, pretty much similar vintage paperback covers. So these are really cool looking. So when I lot stuff up like this, I'm probably aiming to get around $5 a book in a lot. So if I make a lot of 10, I'll probably list it for like 50 bucks. But that doesn't mean it's always going to be the case. It's just usually what I go by if there's nothing I find, like maybe I find that their lots are going for more. Here's another, all these books are by the same author, but they're like different covers and stuff like that, but still all vintage. So that should be cool. And then here, I haven't looked into this one. These are Shadowrun books. There might be little series or something like that. Like if there's like little 3-book set trilogies and stuff, I might do those separately if that's what it comes down to, but I just haven't looked into it yet. But I will look up all these books before making lots, just in case, just to see how I want to go about doing it. But yeah, these are really cool. I mean, this is just definitely something I look forward to finding is cool science fiction books like this. I used to be a big reader back in the day before I started selling on eBay. I would read like a ton. And when I started selling on eBay, that kind of took over. And I still read. I always had a book going. But over the last 3 or so years, I think I've finished maybe 1 book a year or something like that. So I would barely read because I would just spend all my time on eBay. But I've over the last couple months, I've gotten back into reading. And back in the day, I used to only read if I had like a long time to read, like at least an hour or more. I like to read in big chunks, but I know that's just not possible anymore. So what I did now that actually works. So if you like want to try to read, but you don't, think you can get around to it or something like that, what I do is at night before I go to bed, I make a goal to read 10 pages and that's it. And more often than not, I read more than 10 pages, but I always read at least 10 pages. And then worst case scenario, if you only read 10 pages at a time and a book is like 250 pages, it's only gonna take you 25 days to read the book. But since doing this strategy, I almost always read more than 10 pages unless I'm super tired. So I've kind of got back into reading because of that. So it's cool to find some books like this. It's just gonna be hard to not keep them all. But yeah, that's that. That's everything I sourced this week. All right, rant time. So most of you have probably experienced some issues with eBay over the last week. If you haven't, consider yourself lucky. Lots of these glitches I've seen people online in the past talk about, and a lot of times they don't affect me, but when it affects you, man, does it suck. And I have a feeling this time it affected a lot of people. So I'll explain my experience, and then I'll explain how I got it fixed, and we'll just go from there. Talk about some other stuff too. This might be a little bit of a long clip. Got a lot to say. All right. Tuesday rolls around. I have like maybe 7 to 9 orders I'm shipping out. I'm printing them out the labels. I do this in the morning before I go to work, so I have limited time, but I do wake up early to do it. But I expect stuff to run smoothly, which might not always be the case. I have like 2 or 3 more items to print labels for left, and I go to print the label, and it's not highlighted blue. It's just gray. You're unable to print it. It said we're unable to load up your payment options. So I can't do anything. I can't print the label. I'm kind of freaking out here because I got to get to work soon, and I still have orders that I need to ship out. So I just try opening up. I'm using Google Chrome. Typically use Google Chrome. So I opened up Microsoft Edge, which I don't really use, but just to try and see if it was just the browser. I opened Microsoft Edge and it worked. It let me print those last couple labels, and I'm like, okay, that worked. Fine, whatever. That was a little hiccup, but tomorrow it'll be back to normal. Tomorrow rolls around, next day. Google Chrome isn't working still. Like, what? It's been 24 hours at this point. However, I go to Microsoft Edge. I'm able to print out all my labels fine. I'm like, this is strange. This should have been fixed by now. Most times when something like that happens, I mean, usually within a few hours, stuff like that should be fixed. Third day rolls around. Google Chrome still isn't working. I'm like, what is going on here? Microsoft Edge, I go to that. Now that's not working. So now I don't know how I'm going to print my labels. Both of them aren't working. It's the morning. I'm kind of stressing out. I briefly remember someone on Facebook saying that if you printed your labels in bulk, that's how they got it to work. So I went to bulk to print my shipping labels in bulk, and it worked. Now I know some people do that, and you think that's not a big deal. For me, I don't like printing my shipping labels in bulk. It just opens up the door for errors. You can easily put the wrong label on the wrong box. I don't like to do it that way, but if I have to, I will. And that's what I did. Next day rolls around. Chrome isn't working still. This is day 4. Microsoft Edge isn't working still, but I'm able to do bulk. So I print all my labels in bulk. At this point, I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if the bulk shipping label thing doesn't work tomorrow. Like, something's going on. Like, this is crazy. I was pretty pissed at this point. So I have a pirate ship account. I've never had to use it, but I didn't have everything set up. So I set everything up. I linked my eBay account to it. I set up my payment method, and that's fine. And a lot of people online too were like, we'll just use pirate ship. Well, yeah, that's fine. You can just use pirate ship, but there's a couple things that pirate ship doesn't do. For me, it doesn't have eBay standard envelope. As far as I'm concerned, I didn't look that far into it, but I'm assuming they don't have eBay standard envelopes. I'm not gonna be able to print my labels for my cards. Maybe they do and I'm wrong. Let me know. Also, pirate ship does not take your money from your eBay funds. You have to set up a card or something. So I like PayPal set up. So then I have to pay for the shipping out of pocket. And yeah, my weekly eBay payment would be bigger because I don't have shipping coming out of it. But then I have to like basically front the shipping and take it out ahead of time. And that's just more math than I want to do. Like, if I don't have to do that, why should I have to do that? So I have pirate ship ready to go just in case stuff doesn't work. Because at this point, so many things are not working that I'm surprised that I was still somehow able to print my labels every day. I messaged eBay for Business on Facebook just to like be another person saying, hey, there's a problem. I just said that I haven't been able to properly print labels for days now. And they responded later in the day and said that they were aware of the issue and that I should just go buy postage at the post office or this. I'm like, well, I can't do that because I work. So I don't know. It's whatever. But then the weekend goes around, and I figured the eBay for Business conversation was over because they like sent me a thing like asking for the survey or whatever. I really wasn't expecting to get a solution from them. I just wanted to let them know that I was another person having a problem. It's not just a couple people. Like, a ton of people are having problems. It was all over Facebook. Then I get a message from eBay for Business, and they said to clear. They seemed pretty confident, so I was kind of weirded out by it, or I was like, there's no way this is going to work. They said to clear cookies and that other thing, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's like CACHE, to clear those and then restart your device, which in my case is a computer. And they said that people have gotten results for it, and the person said they were extremely confident that this solution would work. I was very hesitant for this. I was like, there's no way this is going to work. It ended up working. I couldn't believe it. So now Monday, as I'm recording this video, I was able to print my labels through Chrome one at a time, just like normal, take my payments from my eBay funds. So it finally worked, but it was just like I had to do something to do that. Now, I'm grateful for the help that they actually like got back to me, even though the conversation was over, to help me fix it, because otherwise I don't know what I would have done. Well, I would have got my labels out regardless, no matter what, because I could have just used pirate ship, but I prefer not to. Like, it's just another headache. I got so much going on. I don't need to be, you know, doing all these loopholes just to print a shipping label. Like, I understand glitches happen, but this should have been fixed on eBay's side within an hour, hours, maybe a few hours at most. Not maybe a day if it was a really bad issue. Not a week. Like a week, man. A week. If this was Amazon, that would have been fixed in like 20 minutes, maybe an hour tops. They would have been all hands on deck to fix that problem. eBay is just like, oh, just buy the shipping labels from the post office. Duh. Like, oh man. eBay has a $26 billion market cap. Not million, billion. $26 billion market cap. And it took them a week to fix this problem. I've considered buying eBay stock in the past, because I think within the last few years they did start paying dividends, but I was just always hesitant to do it, and this is why. And I'm really glad I'm not like a shareholder of them. It took them a week to fix this like small problem of like people couldn't print shipping labels that happened out of nowhere. It's just honestly embarrassing for the buyers and for the sellers and for their shareholders that it took them that long to figure out that problem, and they weren't even able to fix it themselves. It required action on you to like clear your stuff and all that. So I don't know. There's my rant. I'm glad everything's fixed now, but I actually only listed like 10 items throughout the week because I was so frustrated. I actually didn't even feel like listing stuff because I didn't want to sell more stuff because I wasn't even sure how I was going to be able to ship it. So I don't know. I'm surprised I had a decent week because I think I only listed like 10 items the whole week, something like that. Yeah, I also had to wake up extra early multiple days throughout the week, pretty much the whole week, because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to print my labels the same way I did yesterday, because then that way might not work, and I would have had to figure out how to do it in the morning. So I needed to give myself extra time. So it was just ridiculous. Anyway, rant over. Thank you guys for watching. Stack dividends, sweep floors. Until next time. Get the broom.